And whose team is this? Is this your team? Or is this your daddy's team?
Thanks for listening to the Dad Mode Podcast, common sense parenting in a politically correct world. Here's your host, Andy Carlson.
Welcome back to the Dad Mode Podcast, common sense parenting in a politically correct world. I'm your host, Andy Carlson, at Andy Carlson Show on the Twitter machine. I'm a father. I have no idea what I'm doing, but you and either there, Chiefy, so let's try and learn something together today. Website is dadmodepod.com. If you want to tweet at me, I'm at dadmodepod, or just use the hashtag dadmode to get all up in the action. Joining me, per usual, Uncle Nick. Follow him on Twitter, at Nickason. Hey, how's it going?
Hey, Andy, how you doing today?
I'm great. So this is take two, but let's rehash our... So when Nick comes over, we have this nice little beautiful setup now in the Thunderdome of the home studio, and we make a little home-cooked dinner. Nick comes over, hangs out with the wife and Muggsy, and then Nick brings a pie or some sort of dessert.
Yeah, I love... you're always making awesome home-cooked meals. If you've never had a home-cooked meal from Andy, you guys are all missing out. It's always fantastic.
I do not want these people at my house.
All right, sorry, guys. You guys can't come over.
No, I'm just playing. Everyone is always welcome. But the pie tonight was exquisite.
It was a strawberry cheesecake.
And it was a very good one.
Oh, no, it's fantastic. I love cheesecake, and strawberries is one of my favorite fruits. So
really, I did not know that you like strawberries.
Yeah, I love them.
Much like I did not know that you and your brother had different fathers. That are brothers.
Yeah, one of those things I left out in our college days.
Yeah, minor details. Today, our topic is going to be do as I say, not as I do. Now, this is sort of akin to our setting a good example one, but I'm going to elaborate on a little more because Muggsy is starting to get to the age where she's starting to be monkey see, monkey do sort of thing. So I am starting to watch a little bit more what I do, like action-wise, if someone's bad, or just the way I interact with like other people or the pets, or like if we're in traffic, I'm not cursing at other people or flipping people the bird, that sort of thing.
Yeah, I mean, it's flipping people the bird.
All right. So I had a legit beef on this one. So I was going down 46 and getting on 35 north, right? And it's I'm at a stoplight, and up ahead is the right turn up to 35 heading downtown, etc. And at the light, there's a right turn lane which goes into like a gas station or something, right? So I'm the first car in the right lane. I'm the right straight lane. I'm just chilling, waiting my turn. And then all of a sudden, this car just like whips out into the right turn lane and times the light perfectly, so give him credit there. Jumps ahead of me just to get on the on-ramp 15 seconds quicker.
Whoa.
And here's the thing. Once he got on 35, he was slow as shit. So what was even the point?
The people are assholes.
And of course, it was the BMW. Little coupe action going on. So I was thinking, all right, so guy's busy. Guy's obviously successful. Maybe he's got to get downtown fast. But no, once he gets on 35, he goes 60.
Some people, when they're on the road, they don't care what. They're not paid. They don't care what other cars are doing around them. They're just going to go whatever.
So I'm going to chalk it up as either a really dumb mistake or he was just being an asshole for an asshole's sake.
It's probably that second one.
Yeah. Now, I was alone in the car, but if Muggsy had been in the car with me, it would have been the usual, what the heck, MFer, as opposed to what actually said.
Did you say some very profound things?
Well, at first I was like in shock. I was like, you can't do that. What's going on here? That's a ordeal.
Interesting.
Yeah. But a couple of items as the kid grows older that I scribbled down. All right, so the driving and the texting and driving, that's a very important thing that they're really harping on young teenage kids because, first off, they're the shittiest drivers, right? Both boys' anger. Well, boys mainly because if you get a 16, 17, 18-year-old boy, he's going to be testosteroned up. He's going to try and play fast and furious with his friends. He's going to do donuts in the parking lot. He's just going to do stupid shit, right? So you don't want that kid texting. We're playing Pokemon. Nick?
Whoa, I'm so much well behaved.
And with girls, I feel they're not very good drivers yet because they're just getting their license, just getting experience. Trying to rephrase this so it doesn't come off as sexist, but just drivers in general, 16 to 18 are really terrible drivers. So you definitely don't want them having bad habits or texting while driving. But I've seen so many parents, and I've been in the car with a lot of like friends that just text and drive all the time. That like it's not even a big deal. And you don't want to say anything because then, oh, well, you're the worrywart. Yeah, it's my car. I'll do what I want.
You gotta say something, otherwise you might die. you don't want to distract him from anything else.
Yeah.
Like, wait, you want to have a conversation with me while I'm texting and driving? Let me put down my cigarette and coffee. We can discuss this.
Yeah. And all right, so here's where it all comes back to. So I was driving on 94 the other day, and there was an SUV, 2 kids in the back seat in the their kid seats. Pull up alongside the mom. She is clearly texting, like openly. Pretty sure it was Pokemon as well. I recognize the map. Nick.
You seen my map?
Yeah, and it's just like these kids were at the age when they were still in their car seats, but they were facing forward. Once you get past a certain weight, you can face the kid forward. So they're watching this the entire time, and kids pay a lot more attention than you think. So when they start driving, whatever technology they're going to have when they're 16 years old, they're going to be like, oh, this is perfectly fine. Mommy does this all the time. Because that mom's not going to stop texting and driving, unless she dies, by the way, which is not morbid. That's an actual thing. So it's included in the original. But you got to think that mom is not going to stop texting and driving or diddling on her phone or whatever technology is coming as those kids grow up either. And it's going to be a spot where if the mom, guarantee you this, catches those kids texting and driving, like if they're like say they're the kid's got a permit riding with the mom, all of a sudden the girl gets the text behind the wheel, checks it, the mom be like, what the hell are you doing? You don't do that. Mom, you do it all the time. Where do you think I learned it from?
Touche.
Yeah. Oh God. Do you remember the late 90s, early 2000s smoking commercials that got super preachy?
Oh.
Yeah. And it's like teenage kid smoking in his room. He's got a pack of, not Camels, but there are Camels. They can't put labels on those stupid commercials. Anyways, then the dad busts in the door. Is like, "What are you doing smoking?" And he like grabs the kid like pretty aggressively. Like nowadays they would call that father a monster and probably take his kids away.
Yeah.
But so that dad grabs the kid, like shakes him, but is like, "What are you doing? Where'd you learn this?" And then the kid looks at him. "I learned it from you."
From you, yeah. And then like the dad kind of like makes that pause back and just like looks down like, oh.
Well, let me rethink my life. But all right, so those commercials are obviously over the top, dumb, and very preachy and kind of toned up. But the message is the same. I mean, if you're smoking 2 packs of Camels a day, and their kids are growing up in a house full of secondhand smoke, and then you expect your kid, or you're very shocked, when the kid is taking a couple of drags in the bathroom at school when he's 15 years old. Go figure.
It takes something catastrophic, like that kid is gonna have to like lose a parent to lung cancer for them to kind of.
Mom has emphysema, and then she talks through a hole in her throat. Hey Johnny, I packed you a lunch. Hope you like bologna on rye.
Well, I think that's the thing that's gonna solve the whole texting while driving issue. You need these kids are gonna have to like see one of their parents like someone get into an accident that they know because of it, if
all right,
to
Nick,
hit their skull.
Let's do it. Every time we see someone texting with a kid in the back, let's run them off the road.
Let's purposely just like, oh, you're the ones doing the accident. Your fault.
We're not the hero the world needs, but the one it deserves. Or something like that.
The birth of the anti-hero.
Also, one that's a hot topic thing Oh, also, speaking of hot topics, every time you buy someone on Amazon, use our link, dadmodepod.com/Amazon. Redirect you right to the homepage, bookmark it. Every time you buy something, just use that little bookmark. Use that little bookmark right on your bookmarks bar, and we'll get a couple nickels in our pocket. Nick, you just bought a PlayStation 7.
It is a PlayStation 4.
Close enough.
And, it's a much extreme upgrade from my PlayStation 2.
Yeah. Now, also the one that's really hot button right now is obesity and eating better. And a lot of these parents who are, big boned, maybe don't eat the best, maybe don't exercise the most, have some unhealthy habits. Either they smoke or drink too much, don't get enough sleep, that whole thing. And then they're like shocked when their kids are obese. The kids that are growing up, like the nipple is on the end of a McDonald's milkshake. And I just remember seeing like some of these food documentaries. There's one about weight loss where it followed 4 teens that were trying to lose weight, and the parents of one of the kids the dad was just such an amazing asshole. And it's just like, why can't you lose weight? Why are you gonna be a loser? Why are you gonna be pathetic? And the dad is fat. The dad is eating McDonald's between meals. And it's just like, where do you think he learned it from? The stork didn't just drop him off and then just like fill him full of butter and sugar and not make him exercise and play video games all day. Oh, guess what? Oh, the dad and the kid play Madden all the time. They just sit and play Madden and eat bad. And it's just like, where do you think this kid learns it from?
Yeah, it's totally on the parents.
And as soon as the kids become teenagers, I feel like their bullshit detector definitely goes up. Like they know a hypocrite when they come across one. And this is why the do as I say, not as I do sort of mentality, it just doesn't work. Like you're a parent, you do have to set examples for the kids, or at least don't let the kids see you doing terrible things all the time. Like you're an adult. This is a free country. I don't care if you go and sneak a 20-piece McNugget, like right before bedtime, like you got it under your pillow. I don't care, but just don't let the kid see it, or don't let the kid smell. You got nuggets in here, and at dinner, have a salad, eat some vegetables. Set some example for the kids.
I can think of anti-examples of this where talking about my family a little bit about
McNuggets under the pillow, which sounds delightful, by the way. I love chicken nuggets.
All right, so getting out of obesity for just a second about my family bad advice, gambling.
Yeah.
All right, so
hell yeah.
As Andy knows, I don't know how much the viewers know, but my dad is a bit of a gambler, and not like betting on horses or something smart or strategic, but
something that actually has skill.
A lot of these scratch-offs. So the payout's not even that big. Like, yay, we can win that $1,000. Ooh, that $5,000 will change our lives. And as a kid, growing up, impressional elementary school age, on weekends we would drive to gas station, picking up $1 scratch-offs.
Wait, now, why'd you go from gas station to gas station? Because you thought that you'd have better odds if you spread it out?
Yes. Oh, yeah, yep. I knew.
You have to have a diverse portfolio
yes,
of scratch-off tickets.
I'm crying inside now. For this example, as a kid, I really liked playing. I love scratching. I love seeing my dad win. But it's a lifestyle I don't want to live. It's something where I actually never. Gambling wasn't really any of my habits. I like going to casinos, but I hardly ever play. And I don't do scratch offs at all.
Yeah.
So I think this is an example of where I seen my dad's bad habit. I knew it was a bad habit, and I got growing up 18, I never did it. As a kid, different story, obviously, because
now, did your dad ever tell you at any point, don't do this, Nicholas?
The thing,
my son, mis primo, no,
mi primo.
What's son?
It's in Tagalog. Let me Google it.
Yeah. Like, Nicholas, do not do this. This is very stupid.
No, not really. We didn't.
Never had that after-school special conversation.
No, not with that. I think my mom was the one who was don't do this with.
And I feel like that is kind of a good cop bad cop sort of thing with the parents. Like one parent will have the bad habits that the other parent doesn't want the kid to pick up on. And as a parent, you should set a good example, because when your kid is an adult, and whether you're the dad or you're the mom, you are the template. You're the moral and whatever template that the kid's going to base the world on and base their judgments on.
Yeah, no, I completely agree.
All right, so one of them I want to talk about is booze, drinking, having a few sody
I
pops.
feel like we talked about this before.
All right, now, yeah, we talked about in the when can you drink in front of your kids, or when should you drink. Now, Nick, you know me. I'm sure the listeners know me as well. I like to occasionally have a glass of red wine with dinner.
Or breakfast, yeah.
All right. So, I'm a social drinker, and I enjoy being social. There we go. But am I going to come home just like piss drunk and like stumble around in front of my kids? Maybe tune up the wife a little bit? No, that...
Tune up the wife.
That is... Well, we laugh about this, except how common is that in this country?
It's scary how common it is, and it's tragic and heartbreaking.
Yeah. And... even taking away from that extreme, like say that you're a very social drinker, like the wife's parents, they're not abusive, they're not alcoholics or anything like that. They just when it's their time, when it's the weekend, they like to enjoy themselves, and there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. Lots of people do that. I do that myself. And the wife saw this though, when she was a kid, and everyone getting together, having a couple beers on the weekend, and she's just like, not really for me. And I think she's had one beer and one alcoholic drink in like 5 years, something like that. Like, since we've been married, I bet you she has not drank a 6-pack total.
I can see that, and there's nothing wrong with that.
Whereas I had that this afternoon.
Really?
No.
There's nothing wrong with the extreme, like of having drink beers on weekends. There's nothing wrong with wrong with not doing that at all.
On the other side, the wife's sister, the other daughter, she likes having a good time. Like she'll party down. She'll have a couple of beers, and it's nothing that's out of control. But she is more imbibed in that style. And now, so that's one like middle of the road example, right? If we take this to the absolute extreme, let's say, like one of the parents is, we'll even take it out of booze. We'll say one of the parents is like a black tar heroin addict, right? Just shooting up all the time, selling the baby's teeth to try and get a hit. Oh,
whoa!
I need I got these cheeseburgers, man. Now, say they got 2 kids. Now, one kid may see the mom or dad just always needing a hit, always just passing out with needles in their arm, just like, I could just put some rat poison in a syringe and just end this all for us right now. Just end it all. Now, one of the kids may see that and be like, I'm never touching a single drug in my life. I'm going to rally around people trying to get clean and sober, and I'm making my life's work to get drugs off the street and away from children. So that's one route to go. The other route, one of the kids could just be like, all right, well, mom, dad did it. Shoot me up, Scotty.
And that's the scary thing of how impressionable kids are. And, I bet 2 for 1, they go towards that dark side versus the light side.
Well, just looking through some examples we've been through, the smoking one, you could easily see it. And I'm sure there's a couple of real-world examples, like people that have gone both ways. Like the parents are smokers. One kid never touched a cigarette in life. Other one's a chain smoker all the time. Mm-hmm. Or obesity one. Like you see this all the time where these the adults whose parents ate bad, had health problems, were obese. One of them's a triathlon guy, and the other one is also 500 pounds. There's either it's kind of weird how it's either like, I will never be like you, Dad, or I will be just like you, Dad.
I think that's how parenting works, though. It's usually, they're gonna model, they're gonna model to become you, or they're gonna be the anti-you.
See, except the great thing is, though, if you set a good example, like if you're not fall down drunk in front of them, if you do eat a couple of vegetables every now and then, if you do stay in pretty decent shape, if you don't smoke, and if you exhibit safe driving habits, like there's not really much to rebel against. Like, say your dad's like Dwayne The Rock Johnson, right? Yeah, you're not gonna be like, "F you, Dad, F you," and then like shove like a ton of Burger King down your gullet. It's probably not gonna happen. Like kids always find different ways to rebel, but I feel like if you set a good example, it's kind of hard for them to completely go off the wagon.
More times than not, yes, I definitely agree. But I mean, it's not a perfect system. Kids, family, for whatever reason, it's never always perfect. Though we just have to hope, and we do lean towards the good side because we you want life in society to live long, healthy lives, making good habits and good decisions.
Well, abstract example. Say you have a son or daughter of a very nice, married, 60 years sort of couple, high school sweethearts, never stepped out on each other a day in life, never thought about another man or another woman outside of the marriage. How many of those kids do you think are going to be like, you know what? I think it's okay to bang my secretary. I think I'll do that. No, like really.
I did not know where you're gonna go with that story at all.
It'll always come back because it's the conscience. They're like, I probably really shouldn't do this. Mom and dad stayed together for so many years. Dad was fine with one vagina for his entire life. I can settle for 3. You're like, wait a minute, where's the other 2 come from?
If your secretary is like Margot Robbie, maybe I'd be like, sorry, sweetheart, but I'm gonna take the secretary.
Do you type? Perfect. Random Titus reference. But it's weird because it is going to be a little difficult, and I'm sure I will come across a couple of examples where Muggsy will call me out and be like, Daddy, you said that you're supposed to drive at 10 and 2, where I'm just driving like ghetto style, like at 12. You know what I mean? Or eating while you're driving. Probably should not do that, but I do it all the time. And I fully expect, when Muggsy and our friends, we have a zoo day, and we're coming back, we stop at McDonald's, I'm going to eat while we drive.
Oh, I can only eat White Castles when I drive. That's my giant. That's my.
Well, now, see, if you get the 40-piece chicken nugget, which is 2 20-piece, and you eat 1 20-piece, it's really easy. You just reach it over in the car. And then you save the other 20-piece for underneath your pillow. And
the pillow. Okay, stacking on chicken nuggets fried. Yeah, that's easy. But
pillow nuggets.
I swear I knew people who bought burgers and effing drove with like the quarter pounders. I'm like, dude.
Well, you can do that. I feel like you have to squeeze it down though, so that way there's gonna be less chance of things falling out. Like, what is the dumbest thing that you've seen someone eating while driving? I got my example. What's yours?
Like, I usually don't pay attention to other people driving.
That's another bad habit of mine while driving. I'm a very avid people watcher. Like, I'll never take my eyes off the road and get in a bad situation, but I'm very curious about what's going on.
And then neighboring cars. I think if I've ever seen it. Right, so I think ice cream. I think people eating ice cream.
Out of a bowl or a cone?
Cone.
Okay, because my example is I'm pretty sure it was a bowl of cereal, except it was at 11 o'clock. So it might have been soup. And I'm talking about like straight up from home, like mom's dishes bowl, chowing away. So either this dude was eating cereal or soup. It really doesn't matter. Like the whole mechanism of holding the bowl and the spoon going in after it, it's just off-putting.
If you have a lifestyle in which you're so busy that you have to eat your lunch in your car, eat your bowl of soup while driving, you need to take a step back.
Imagine if it was a bowl of soup, and imagine if it was hot. Like most soups should be, unless it was gazpacho. But who's eating gazpacho in Minnesota?
Not me.
Yeah. And I go. This could be an entire episode about parents driving badly, like the ones who just like weave in and out of traffic. Don't use their signal, cut people off. You're about to miss an exit, but just do the quick thing where they cut over and then right in front of those yellow barrel things that are full of water, or the water or sand. I think it's water.
I think they're water.
Pretty sure it's water. 'Cause sand would hurt if you're running. But just how many parents do you see that have kids in the back that just drive like absolute pieces of shit? And how much of that is rubbing off onto the kid?
It depends on the vehicle and if the cars have the a lot of the cars I notice kids in are all minivans or like the SUVs with the like the TV that's built in the back of your or of the seat or like hanging. Like it's all. I mean, could you imagine if we were kids and we had the whole experience of having TVs in our cars? Like, because this is a complete thing to me. Like seeing my friends when they do road trips, they my brother and sister they buy like these portable TV things that like I think they like drape across like over the back seat. You could plug in like a DVD and movie and stuff. So, I'm thinking cars are less or kids are being I don't think they're watching too much of the bad habits that the parents do now. So, hey, that's 1 point for the parents to not see the bad habits that they do when they drive. But
all right,
it
so
happens.
let me tell you about the absolute worst car. Like if you're going to rank all of the cars, and you're going to stereotype one type of make and model of a car that would be just terrible driver. Think of yours. I got mine. It will be a Ford Windstar van or a Mercury Villager. Both the same car. Yeah, but back when Mercury was a thing. Yeah, and as soon as you guys look this up, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. So take one of these, usually like a mid-'90s version, rusted out, missing a couple hubcaps. That is the stone cold worst vehicle as far as people driving. There has never been a good driver to drive a Mercury Villager or a Ford Windstar.
He's pulled. He has it pulled up. There's a Wikipedia
absolutely
page.
True.
Mercury.
Yes, yeah. As soon as you
my
Google
God.
a picture of a Mercury Villager or a Ford Windstar, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. Because every time, like, you see one of these in traffic, you'd be like, these MFers gonna mess something up. Like they're gonna screw up the zipper merge, or they're going to miss their exit and just whip a shitty. They're gonna do something stupid, or the car's gonna break down because it's a Mercury Villager or a Ford Windstar.
Ford Windstar. I'll go with you on that Ford Windstar. I never liked them.
I guess we can kiss goodbye to that sweet Mercury sponsorship money.
Because my dad, my dad's gone through so many cars, just cheap junkers. The car that I remember doing all the scratch offs the most in was an Oldsmobile Color Supreme, a 2-door.
Oh, what year?
God, 93 maybe 91.
Huh.
Otherwise, he had this PT Cruiser I never liked. PT Cruiser, and I hated it. It was just an awkward-looking vehicle.
As opposed to all the PT Cruisers you do like.
Yeah, as opposed to all of them I do like. I just did not like it. And anytime I see it, I think of Dad. And just like, damn it.
That's right. Try to set a good example for your kids. That's the moral of this story. Nickerson podcast. What came up this week?
This week, there were a lot of deaths in the entertainment world. A lot of like BC rating.
Yeah, Robert Stack.
Not Robert
R.I.P.
Stack. Stephen Hill from Law and Order.
Okay.
From like the 90s.
Did you know Prince died?
Yes, I did know that. I did an episode about it. All right, and I did a really fun episode. I talked about Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, like the classic 87, 88 series that, like, all of us, who were young in that age, like, got attached to the show and bought hundreds of the Ninja Turtle toys.
Yeah.
It's just insane. I mean, like, and Turtles is still active now. It's a phenomenon. I love it.
Yeah, Turtles now sucks though.
It's different, but it's understandable for the new age. For the new age, it's
who cares about them?
who cares about kids?
Tell a friend about the show. If you're hanging out in your dad groups or your parent groups, I know we got some mom listeners as well. Or hell, even if you don't have kids, just preach the word of the Dad Mode Gospel. Tell a friend about us. We're available on iTunes, on Stitcher, and iHeart Radio. Follow us on Twitter at DadModePod, me at Andy Carlson Show, or Nick at Nickason. Website is dadmodepod.com. But, hey, till next week, be a man, be a father, go Dad Mode, and we'll talk to you next time.
Think the episode you just heard is worth $1? Well, send it our way. Visit dadmodepod.com/support to find out how. Be a man, be a father. Go Dad Mode. The music is created and produced by Deeb. To hear more of his tracks, visit soundcloud.com/Deeb.
Hey everyone, it's me, Nickason, aka Uncle Nick, co-host of the Dad Mode podcast. Before we begin the show, I thought I'd let you guys know about a side project I'm working on called the Nickason podcast. That's right, I am hosting my own podcast where I talk about the latest news in the entertainment world. From movies, television, music, anything pop culture, I talk about it on my show. So please check me out, the Nickason podcast. We air new episodes every Wednesday. Now, on with the show.